About this guest. She's one of the singers on the Postmodern Jukebox tour, which is coming to Providence this weekend. Um, Welcome, Sara Niemietz. Hi, Sara.
Hi.
So, Sara is one of the performers who works with Postmodern Jukebox, and as many of you know, this was something got started on YouTube. It was crazy viral. I mean, I think every single one of your videos has 3 gabillion views. It's fantastic.
It's crazy to see. It's really amazing.
Yeah, so I'm so happy that you had an opportunity to chat with us. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. So, just briefly, tell me how you were able to get involved with Postmodern Jukebox initially.
So mine was a little different. A lot of the original members were kind of in Scott's circle from having worked together in New York or having known him. And I was just one of the people that had seen their videos online and really loved them and enjoyed what they were doing and the way they were amalgamating jazz and pop. And I found his email from kind of looking around online and just sent him a cold email with a video and said, hey, I love what you do. Do you think maybe we could get together, see if something kind of works? And he watched the video, and I guess he liked it because we got together and jammed. And then he invited me to go on a short tour with them. This was 3 years ago for about 2 weeks. And I've been touring with them for a while. This is my 7th tour now.
Amazing. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I love that story. I actually didn't know how you got involved, and I love that you sought them out and was like, hey, get me involved. That's amazing.
Stalking online, it can be cool.
I know, no, totally. So what was your first, well, first, I'll give a little background just in case there's like one person out there who hasn't heard of Postmodern Jukebox. So Scott Bradley is the musician who started this, and the whole thing about it is he was doing these cool reinventions of pop songs with, usually some kind of throwback vibe, a lot of jazz, a lot of like Motown, and it just was crazy viral on YouTube. What was one of the first, what was the first video that you guys did together?
The first one that I did with PMJ was This Must Be the Place, the Talking Heads song.
Oh, cool. And so how does that process work of coming up with the arrangements? Is Scott really coming in with the artistic kind of concept, or do you guys collaborate? How does it usually work?
It kind of varies from person to person. I know some singers will come in with a song that they've always wanted to do, and I know that Scott has songs that he really likes that he's started arrangements for and that kind of thing. But my experience with PMJ is really just a collaboration. I'll usually go over to Scott's house or, back when he had different apartments, and it was kind of starting off, we'd go there and just sit down and look online at different songs that were on charts or kind of see what was big at that moment or, different songs that we both liked. So it kind of comes from all over the map, but we'll always sit down at a piano and just kind of sing through them, see how the arrangement feels. And Scott will recommend different vibes that he can imagine the song in because he's so great with those kind of arrangements and taking a song and just brainstorming some crazy other era that it can belong to.
Yeah, I mean, it is really like a genius skill that he has of
It really is.
transforming these songs, and it is so amazing. I think this is probably one of the reasons why it's so successful, because he doesn't lose touch with what the song is. You still recognize it, you still know the song, but yet, I mean, it could be completely different tempo, completely different feel, completely different melodies in some parts, but yet it works. It's truly amazing.
Yeah, and that's one of the cool things I think about it too, is that it can be of interest to people from any different age group. You might have someone in their 70s that was around during the Motown era, so they'll hear a version that we did of an Outkast song and go, oh wow, this reminds me of my childhood. Or you might have someone my age who just knows the Outkast song really well from there. So it kind of, anyone can identify with it and make it their own.
Totally. How much rehearsal goes into once the song and the arrangement kind of come together? How much rehearsal is sort of required before you shoot the video? Because there's a lot of people involved. Most of the time there's horns,
Yeah.
there's all the musicians, sometimes there's dancers.
It's pretty incredible. So Scott, after we'll get together, he'll write a chart and he'll write horn charts and bass charts. And we'll all just show up on the session day and I'll know what it is because we've played through it.
Right.
But a lot of the musicians that show up won't necessarily have heard it before. Maybe they'll have gotten charts a little bit in advance, but it moves really quick. So we'll get there and we'll rehearse it and make sure everyone is tight with it. And then we'll just shoot takes and we'll get one we like. But it's always, one take, one complete take with no, studio magic or anything.
That's cool. That was going to be my next question, whether it was ever like a pre-recorded sort of lip sung. It didn't seem that way to me, but you never know. Those things are kind of like magical sometimes. You can't tell.
Yeah, there's only one where they've done that, and it was really deliberate because it was a one take. So they recorded that all. It was one take moving camera. So that was definitely lip sung, but lip sync?
Lip sung? I don't know.
But that was very deliberate. But all the other stuff is live and in the room.
Really amazing. I mean, the way it's just so amazing. I absolutely love it. I've loved it since the beginning. And it was funny how you were mentioning Scott's different apartments, because you can sort of tell at the beginning of this he has these little, like, it's probably like some little apartment in LA or something, and then now
it's the PMJ Manor.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can tell he has had some success with this.
Yeah, I mean, and well deserved, because
absolutely
he's really hard. So it's cool to see people that started out, in their basement apartment in Astoria, getting evicted for making too much noise, being able to have a house and record there. He's a cool guy. So.
Absolutely. It seems like he puts in a lot of work and, like you said, very well deserved.
Definitely.
So this is your 7th tour with PMJ?
It is.
That's
I can't
crazy.
believe some of them have been, I've done tours from 5 days, a shorter tour in Canada, to 4 months in Europe was the longest one.
Wow.
Yeah. So this tour is about 5 weeks, 6 weeks with rehearsal.
Are you mainly East Coast for this one?
This one is mostly East Coast, Midwest, South. We don't really make it out west far for this one.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot of coats.
Yeah, oh yeah. A lot of umbrellas, like today.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do they come up? I know that the PMJ tour is sort of a revolving cast. You guys have a lot of musicians that you work with, a lot of singers. How do they come up with the program that they're going to present? Is it like, oh, this is Sara's going to be touring with us, so we're going to do the songs that Sara has recorded videos for, or do they just pick their songs and how does it work? For the most part,
that's it. A lot of us will do songs that we've done videos for. But some of the people have joined the tour that maybe don't have as many videos, so they will sing other PMJ arrangements that kind of fit their style and their range. And sometimes we'll do ones that we didn't do the video on. This time, I'm doing this really cool arrangement of Time After Time, which I didn't do the original video on, but it's just a great, great arrangement.
That's a beautiful song, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah, beautiful.
What is your favorite part of touring with this company?
Well, I really like the audiences every night. I think that's one of my favorite parts. The way it's fresh, every night. You never know exactly what they're going to be like, and everyone responds in a different way. So I really like that. But also I just like getting to hang out with my friends. A lot of these people I've toured with a lot. So some of them I get to know very well. So it's nice to spend some time with them.
Absolutely. And just make great music. Have fun.
Yeah, and just the inspiration of being on the road. I write a lot on the road, so there's always new sights and sounds and stuff.
Sure. Oh, we're going to talk about that more because I had that question for you too. But I was going to ask, since this is such a huge viral success, and as I mentioned, there are millions of views on these videos, millions of views on the videos that you've done with them. Do you have a lot of interaction with the fan base, or are you sort of do you sort of stay out of that part? You just do the singing?
I really like interacting. I definitely read as much of the comments and respond to as many of them as I can. I like hearing what people think about it. You'll get cool messages sometime like, oh, I walked down the aisle to your version of such and such, which is really cool
Oh,
to
that's
be,
so awesome.
yeah, to be a part of someone's life like that.
Right.
And for the most part, the responses are really good. I mean, for any weird ones, you just go, okay, well, hey, thanks for telling me what you think. But yeah, I like keeping in touch with people and hearing what they think about it.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's talk a little bit about you as an artist because you have a lot of success in your own right without PMJ. You've been in a Broadway show, you sang on the Ellen Show, you've worked with tons of recording artists in studios and live, and you're also a songwriter. You have a new album out right now, and so tell us a little bit about this album, which I love that it's full length too, by the way. I feel like everyone's doing EPs. I appreciate when an artist does an independent full length album.
It takes a little bit more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the full length too. I'm kind of old school that
Yeah.
way. It's called Travel Light, and it's inspired by a lot of the travels, really, because a lot of the songs on this album I wrote while I was on tour with PMJ, so they're very much influenced by this itinerant kind of lifestyle and all that comes with it. You know, the adventures, and also missing home and
Yeah.
thinking about that kind of stuff. So it's really a lot of observations over the last kind of year and a half of touring. So a lot of them I wrote on my little travel guitar while I was gone. And my mentor, W.G. Snuffy Walden, who's an awesome composer and writer too, we would send stuff back and forth and write together that way. And then when I got back to LA, we recorded a lot of this stuff, and it just came out the end of last year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that you have had this opportunity to kind of utilize your tour life to also support your sort of creativity, because tour life can be a little grueling sometimes, and you know, you spend a lot of time in like nondescript places, you know, or you know, a lot of time on a bus or a plane. So it's cool that you've been able to use the experience to create some great songs.
Thanks. Yeah, I try to. I mean, it's definitely hard to balance it all, but you know, try to kind of do the best that I can with that.
Well, we're definitely excited to have you here in Providence this weekend. Have you been to Providence before?
I've never been.
Oh my gosh!
No, it's my first time. I'm excited.
Oh, well, I hope it's not raining so you can spend a little time downtown. It's beautiful here. We love Providence, of course. So yeah, I'm very excited to have Postmodern Jukebox show coming this Sunday at the Vets. The show looks like it's going to be amazing. Obviously, Sara will be performing. There are dancers. There are other singers. It looks so exciting and amazing.
It's a lot going on for sure.
There's a lot going on. So, yes, exactly. So, Sara, thank you so much for coming on today. It was great talking with you. Have a great show tonight.
Thanks.
And we'll see you here in Providence this weekend. Everyone, check it out. You can go to our website on golocalprov.com or thevetsri.com to get more information about the PMJ show on Sunday. Just stick around. I'm going to take a very quick pause to set up for my next guest. Thank you again, Sara.
Thanks.